Yeah. We're going to begin our to and through video. Okay. How do you want me to introduce ourselves? But you want me to start off with the to and through? This is our.
Yeah, and you can say this is in relation to the to and through webinar series. We'll be presenting today on dual credit. You don't have
I think your title is good too, Andrew.
My title? Yeah, that's what the whole thing encompasses.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, gotcha.
Are all your red lights?
Now it is. We're going to be presenting on college course options for high school students for the to and through video series for college readiness and success for the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. We have on this panel, my name is Andrew Lofters. I am the Program Director for Academic Quality and Workforce for dual credit programs here at the Coordinating Board. To my left, I have Misan Zuniga, who is the Dual Credit Coordinator for Austin Community College. And to my right, I have Dr. Kim Woodson, who is the
Project Coordinator for Early College High School Statewide Initiatives.
And we'll be talking about different aspects of college course options. I'll be going over the rules and laws that pertain to college course options for high school students. Ms. Zuniga will also be going over the best practices for regular dual credit programs. And Dr. Woodson will be going over the best practices for early college high schools as it pertains to the blueprint for early college high schools. There are different types of college course options for high school students that they can take advantage of. What we're going to talk about today are concurrent enrollment that are non-dual credit options, dual credit options, and then the early college high school options. And I'll be talking about the rules and the laws that allow these options for high school students. I'm not going to be discussing AP, IB, and articulated credit courses. And the reason for that is that those courses are not college course options. They are high school courses that a student takes while in high school. And then at a later date, they may be granted college credit for those courses, depending on whatever requirements are given to the student. First one we're going to talk about is concurrent enrollment, and it's a non-dual credit concurrent enrollment. Concurrent enrollment means that a student is enrolled in more than one institution at one time. In this particular case, the student is enrolled in high school and in college at the same time. In this case, the college course is not going to satisfy any requirements on the student's high school graduation plan. The student must meet all of the college prerequisites required to enroll in the course. So they have to also meet college demonstration of college readiness as far as TSI is concerned. They must also meet all course prerequisites in order to enroll in the course. In this particular case, the student is a high school student and a college student at the same time, and they're following the exact same college rules for admission. The other type of option is dual credit. And this is a process where a high school student enrolls in a college course and receives both college credit and high school credit for successfully completing the college course. But in order for it to be dual credit, they must enroll in the college course for the credit to satisfy the high school graduation requirement. These are the rules and the statute and rules that apply to dual credit. First one is in 130.008. That came in 1995, and it basically outlined how public junior colleges can establish dual credit partnerships with high school districts or high schools and allow students to be offered these dual credit courses. And then there was 28.009 that came in about 2006, and it required that each school's district offer a student in their high school the opportunity to earn at least 12 semester credit hours of college credit while in high school. Now, it's not just dual credit that they suggest inside this statute. What the statute says is that it can be either AP, IB, dual credit, articulated advanced technical credit, or a combination of either. The rules for dual credit are contained in Texas Administrative Code sections 4.81 through 4.85, and that's the coordinating board rules for dual credit. And in TEA, they also have rules pertaining to dual credit on Chapter 74, Subchapter C, which is 74.25 in the Texas Administrative Code. This is how the dual credit program works. And these are the basic rules. Number one, it has to be in a partnership established between an institution of higher education and a school system or school or a public school or someone offering a high school type program or a private school. That partnership must be established for the student to be able to take advantage of dual credit offerings from the partnering institution of higher education. If there's not a dual credit partnership, the student wouldn't be able to take the courses underneath the dual credit rules. The eligible courses that are able to be offered for dual credit. First of all, they either have to be contained in the lower division academic course guide manual, or we call it the ACGM, and it has to be a credit course contained in that manual. And that's for public junior and community colleges. Or the course can be contained in the workforce education course manual, and it has to be a credit course in there, and that's also for public junior colleges or community colleges. It can also be contained in a university's approved undergraduate course inventory, and then developmental or remedial courses cannot be used for dual credit. Only college credit courses can be used for dual credit. The grade level eligibility. Currently in Rule, high school students are able to take advantage of dual credit courses. And it's depending upon the agreement that the institution of higher education has in their partnership, or what we call the Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU. You can determine which courses that the student can take, how many credit hours, the grade level that they can start taking courses. That can be specified in an MOU. The state cannot make rules that will limit the grade level in which a student may enroll or the number of semester credit hours in which they can enroll per academic year or term. And I also put that down as well, dual credit course load. There's no limit in rules for the state, but it can be addressed inside the Memorandum of Understanding between the institution of higher education and the school district or school. There's different ways that a student can become eligible to enroll in a dual credit course. There are basically two ways. One of them is through demonstration of college readiness underneath the TSI, or Texas Success Initiative rules. And in those rules, it specifies certain instruments that a student may use to demonstrate college readiness. One of them is the TSI assessment, or sometimes you'll see it as the TSIA. Second one is the ACT, the SAT, Algebra 2 STAR End of Course Exam, or EOC, English 3 STAR End of Course Exam. Those measures are college readiness demonstrations. The student, when they pass these exams with the qualifying score as determined in rule, they are then considered as meeting or demonstrating college readiness, and they will be eligible to enroll in not only a dual credit course, but they can enroll in any college course based on the policies of the institution of higher education. There's also dual credit course enrollment eligibility criteria. These are measures that allow a high school student to enroll in a college course for dual credit. However, they have not met college readiness standards at this time. At the time of enrollment, I should say. At the time of enrollment, they had not met college readiness standards. These assessments are the English 2 STAR EOC, and the student has to score 4,000 on that assessment. The Algebra 1 STAR EOC with a 4,000 plus a passing grade in the Algebra 2 course. These must be paired in order for them to use that eligibility criteria for enrollment. Also the PSAT and the PLAN or ACT Aspire. those scores can also be used, and the scores are contained in dual credit rule. If a student is wishing to enroll in a workforce education, level 1 certificate or less dual credit course, no demonstration of college readiness is required for enrollment. Curriculum. The curriculum for a dual credit course, regardless of where it's being taught, either on the college campus or on the high school campus, the curriculum must be equivalent to the same curriculum that is presented on the main campus of the institution of higher education. It should have the same curriculum, materials, instruction, and method or rigor of student evaluation. So they should be equivalent. And it is the responsibility of the institution of higher education to ensure that that is the case. The faculty of dual credit courses must meet the same standards and approval procedures as other faculty from the main campus of the institution of higher education. In fact, these criteria or qualifications are contained in Southern Association of Colleges and Schools requirements, and now they've also been placed inside Texas Education Code underneath 130.008 for junior and community colleges. They must have at least a doctorate in the field, a Master of Study, or a master's degree in the field of study that the course is being offered, or they must have a master's degree plus 18 hours in the field of the course that's being offered. Those are for academic courses. They're for workforce courses or courses that are not designed for transfer. The standards are they can have a bachelor's degree in the field or an associate's degree and experience as determined by the coordinating board. The college shall supervise all the instructors for dual credit courses regardless of where they're being taught and shall evaluate them using the same procedures as they do for instructors on their main campus. Funding. An institution of higher education may waive all or part of the tuition and fees for students enrolled in dual credit courses. Another way to say this is that it is allowable for institutions of higher education to charge tuition for regular dual credit courses. This is not the same for early college high schools. Early college high schools, the students may not be charged for tuition, fees, or books. However, the institution of higher education may charge the school district who's offering an early college high school program. In its instruction and operations formula, the coordinating board cannot cannot fund these courses for dual credit unless the courses are contained in the institution's core curriculum, or they are a technical and workforce education course or a foreign language course. And that is contained in Texas Education Code 61.059. Those are the only types of courses that can be funded for formula funding for the institution of higher education. And for junior and community college service area, there are no service area restrictions in rule for junior colleges to offer dual credit courses. The institution of higher education or the junior college can make a dual credit partnership with a high school or a district regardless of where service area is the district is contained in. Now I want to talk about early college high school statute and rules. Early college high schools are a little bit different in the fact that there are not only concurrent enrollment programs that are dual credit, but they also offer courses that will not be contained for dual credit. They can offer courses just for college credit, so the student may be able to attain an associate's degree or 60 hours of transferable credit by the 5th anniversary of the first day of high school. The rules or the law for early college high schools contained in 29.908, and it establishes the TEA or requires the TEA to establish and administer an early college high school program. And this was specifically geared at students who are at risk of dropping out or those who wish to accelerate the completion of high school program. And as I said before, it allows them to earn an associate's degree or at least 60 hours of transferable credit. Gives them the opportunity to have that happen. The administrative code rules for the THECB are underneath sections 4.1 4.151 through 4.161, which define how the early college high school operates underneath the THECB. Underneath TEA, which talks about the designation of early college high school, those rules are contained in Texas Administrative Code 102.1091. Early college high school basics, they must be designated by the TEA, and each year their application must be renewed by the TEA. That is not a process that the coordinating board is usually involved with. We will find out at the end of that process who's been renewed and who has been approved or designated as an early college high school. The eligible courses are the same as the dual credit. They must be contained in the ACGM, or Lower Division Academic Course Guide Manual, in the WECM, Workforce Education Course Manual, and the university's approved undergraduate course inventory, and they cannot use developmental or remedial courses for dual credit courses inside the early college high school. The grade level is 9th through 12th grade as contained in statute. A student in 9th grade is eligible to start taking dual credit courses in the early college high school setting. The dual credit course load, the student may enroll in more than 2 courses per semester, as what it is contained in the early college high school rules. It's similar, or almost the same, it basically is the same as what's going on now for the regular dual credit program. The same eligibility standards that are used for dual credit programs are also used for early college high school programs. We have college readiness, which again is a TSI assessment, ACT, SAT, Algebra 2, STAR EOC, and English 3-star EOC. Those are the college readiness measures. However, in rule, it does state that early college high school students shall be assessed using the TSI assessment. Dual credit course enrollment eligibility criteria still apply for early college high school students if they are able to use those criteria. And those, again, are English 2-star, Algebra 1-star EOC plus a passing grade in the Algebra 2 course, the PSAT, and the PLAN or Aspire. And also with the dual credit courses for early college high schools, workforce education level 1 certificate courses or less are still exempt from TSI. The curriculum aspect is the exact same as it is for dual credit. They must have the equivalent curriculum and method of instruction and rigor as is being offered on the main campus of the institution of higher education, the partnering institution. The faculty must meet the same standards as the institution of higher education and how they select their faculty. And as I said before, those faculty qualifications have been specified for community colleges in Texas Education Code 130.008. And the same evaluation and supervision of instructors should be followed by the institution of higher education as the same as for faculty on their main campus. Funding is a little bit different. The early college high school funding, they can, the public school or high school is also getting funding along with the institution of higher education. The public school is going to claim funding through ADA, or average daily attendance, and the institution of higher education will be claiming funding under the usual contact hours or semester credit hour reporting to the coordinating board. And for junior college and community college service area, there are no restrictions for early college high schools. They can make a dual credit partnership regardless of the service area of the high school, whatever high school is contained in. We are proposing some changes to dual credit rules that may come into a play at the end of May if they were able to pass through the board in April. The first change will be the removal of the non-TSI dual credit enrollment eligibility criteria. For this aspect, all students who in high school who want to enroll in a college course for dual credit will have to meet college readiness standards prior to enrolling. This will then eliminate the English 2 EOC, the Algebra 1 plus the passing grade in the Algebra 2 course the PSAT, and the ACT Aspire options. The student will only be able to use TSI measures. Once again, those would be the TSI assessment, the SAT, the ACT, English 3, STAR EOC, and the Algebra 2 STAR EOC. Rules also require that if this course is not designated as requiring demonstration of college readiness as a prerequisite, so in other words, it's not requiring a demonstration of college readiness in reading, math, or writing, the dual credit high school student who wishes to enroll in that course would still have to demonstrate college readiness in reading in order to enroll in that class. It also will make a change in rules where the universities will only be able to offer just the lower division courses in their approved undergraduate course inventory for dual credit courses. They will not be able to offer upper division courses or the second 2 years of the four-year program. And it also requires now for these new rule changes that a student will be advised following requirements in law underneath 130.0104 and 51.9685. 130.0104 is a new statute that requires institutions of higher education to establish a multidisciplinary studies degree program on their campus. And within that program, if the dual credit student is enrolled in that type of a degree program, once they successfully complete 30 semester credit hours of college course work, they will be advised as to the degree plan at the institution of higher education, the junior college, as well as where they want to transfer to, the four-year institution they want to transfer to. Now, 51.9685 states that if a student amasses 45 semester credit hours of college work while in high school, they will then have to file a degree plan with the institution of higher education. And just so that I could be more clear on the types of options that a student will be able to use for eligibility if these proposed rule changes were to be approved, this is a good slide to show you what assessments will be able to be used. And I'm showing you here the TSI assessment, the ACT, the SAT, Algebra 2 STAR EOC, English 3 STAR EOC. Those will be the college readiness measures that a student will have to qualify to enroll in a dual credit course. And once again, if the course is contained in a workforce certificate 1 or less, dual or TSI or college readiness demonstration underneath TSI will not be required for enrollment. If you have any questions on dual credit, this is my contact information, and I'm going to now pass the microphone on to Misan Zuniga from ACC.
Thank you, Andrew. My name is Misan Zuniga. I'm the Director of Dual Credit here at Austin Community College in Austin, Texas. And I'd like to share with you today what we do in our dual credit programs, and I'm happy to hear that all of the proposed changes are already included in our program. So dual credit for Austin Community College provides eligible high school students the ability to enroll in college courses to fulfill high school graduation requirements and/or college certificate and degree requirements while they're in high school. The importance of establishing a secondary partnership is so important. As Andrew mentioned earlier, we have an established memorandum of understanding with all of our ISDs. This document provides a framework for the partnership. It outlines each of the partner responsibilities in order to deliver a program for a common group of students from two institutions. MOUs can be an annual contract or multi-year. We currently have an annual contract but are moving to a multi-year contract. The college services that we provide for our secondary partners through this MOU are student parent information sessions, recruiting, advertising for dual credit opportunities. We provide college course planning for high school campus sections, so we are able to plan with our partners to deliver ACC classes on their high school campus where there's sufficient enrollments and interest. We provide student academic advising at high schools for all of our dual enrollment students. We also provide an assigned college advisor or specialist for all of our enrolled students and our partnering ISDs. Dual credit eligibility. Students must have completed the 8th grade, must be attending high school. They must demonstrate college readiness for the course they wish to enroll. They also must meet college prerequisites for courses they wish to enroll. As dual credit students meet with academic advisors, we ensure that they meet those requirements prior to enrollment. We feel success is quite important for students, and we want to make sure that students are properly placed. The location of courses that students can enroll, dual credit students can enroll in college courses at their high school if they're available. They are also able to take college courses at any ACC campus or center. We also allow students to enroll in our distance learning program, our online courses, if they're offered in that format. Students choose the location that works best for their schedule, and we assist in the advising session to register students using our existing online student registration system. So we spend quite a bit of time with our students to familiarize themselves with the college registration system. Student support. We provide dual credit students an opportunity to meet with their college advisor every semester. It's a requirement of enrollment. We also require students to meet with their high school counselor. This is the way that we ensure that dual credit courses are the correct course. We work with 26 ISDs in our service area, and no 2 ISD has the same approved list. So this process ensures that students are properly enrolling in the correct course when it involves dual high school credit. From the college advisor perspective, we are always concerned in making sure that students have proper degree planning and that they have transfer information for those courses that they are enrolling as they proceed to post-secondary institutions. Dual credit students are college students at ACC and have access to all of our college support services. So once students are enrolled, they have full access to our learning labs, our computer labs, our tutoring labs, and our libraries, and all the various discounts that we have for all of our students to include public transportation. Curriculum and faculty for dual credit courses at ACC. College curriculum is always used for college ACC courses. Course content and student responsibilities and expectations are not adjusted for younger learners. When we meet with our students for their required advising, we're very careful to explain to students that they will be expected to perform and to meet the expectations for college students taking that same course on a campus. All college faculty meet Southern Association of College and Schools qualification for hire. This includes our high school faculty who are teaching ACC courses on their campuses. College faculty hiring at ACC are made by college department chairs. Eligible high school teachers are encouraged to apply where minimum educational credentials are met. We work with teachers directly to facilitate that process where we can make those arrangements happen. High school teachers who have been placed on college adjunct eligibility are assigned college classes on their high school campuses if they're available. They also have the opportunity to select courses on ACC campuses. They are held to the same evaluation requirements as we require for all of our faculty teaching at a campus or a center. The importance of student success and support. College records are permanent. We spend quite a bit of time with students to enforce this message. We want students to perform at their best. We want students to know that they will be expected to submit comparable assignments, submit the same expectations as college students. We do require advising each semester for each of our dual credit students. We feel this is extremely important in providing success for students. We have assigned specialists who contact students throughout the semester to create a connection with students so that we can identify as early as possible where additional support is needed. The different high school programs that we currently have at Austin Community College, we offer articulated CTE courses and programs. We offer career academies, which are college-level courses, normally in the workforce areas. We offer full dual credit with all of our partnering secondary partners. And we offer several early college high schools in our service area. So my contact information is listed in front of you. Again, my name is Misan Zuniga. I'm the Director of Dual Credit at Austin Community College. My email and phone number is listed there. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions about dual credit delivery or issues you might be encountering. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over now to Kim.
Good morning. My name is Kim Woodson, and I'm the project coordinator for Early College High School statewide initiatives with Region 13. As mentioned earlier, we will continue with best practices, and this will be best practices as contained in the TEA Blueprint for Early College High Schools. The early college high schools, they are designed to provide students with the opportunity to earn a high school diploma along with an associate's degree or up to 60 credit hours, 2 years of transferable college credit hours within 4 years of high school at no cost to students. Early college high school designation provides opportunity for students who typically may not consider attending college. Once again, the purpose is to allow all students to have an equal opportunity for acceptance regardless of background or academic performance. The role of ESE 13, Region 13, is to provide support, leadership, and training to 153 currently designated early college high school campuses to ensure fidelity of implementation across the blueprint. The activities from Region 13 include technical assistance, leadership coaching, resources, and support. The technical assistance that's also provided to support the campuses through on-demand needs of the campus, the institution of higher education leaders, up-to-date, improved websites, oversight of website listserv, the data tracking system, and evaluations that provide support to designated campuses. Leadership coaching. Coaches support campuses in creating, refining, and implementing systemic structures to meet objectives of the TEA Early College High School Blueprint. There are coaches that are assigned regionally across the state. They serve designated campuses through site visits and ongoing technical assistance. The site visits are critical components of the coaching process for early college high school campuses. This purpose is to ensure that schools are making progress on implementing their plans so that they will be aligned with the blueprint and on their way to becoming exemplar or role models through the network. Some of the resources and support, there are meetings. We have a best practices summit that is an annual meeting. There's a post-designation, video conferencing, online resources, the listserv, and of course the website, which is listed. And of course our next steps, as mentioned, as you can see, are to include enhancements such as rebranding the best practice features and videos, questions, featured resources, recorded webinars, and announcements of professional development opportunities. Currently on the website, there are webinars and video vignettes on best practices for each of the blueprint, each of the benchmarks in the blueprint. There's an early college high school demonstration site grant that was awarded to Region 13, and the purpose is to provide financial and technical support to high-performing designated campuses that are implementing best practices in early college high school. The activities that are expected will be to identify campuses that are implementing the best practices in the blueprint through the demonstration site subgrants, support the demonstration site subgrantees through technical assistance, create and maintain best practices the section on the Early College High School website. The campuses will be expected to share best practices on the website, participate in conferences and open house opportunities. They will be serving as campus leaders, mentors to current and prospective early college high schools, and create resources included but not limited to video vignettes, resource documents, informational brochures, materials, and data sharing forms. Now we're going to just talk a little bit about the blueprint. The Early College High School Blueprint is designed to ensure that campuses that have been designated are implementing this infidelity in order to meet the needs of the students. The link that's on the website, or should I say on the PowerPoint that you see in front of you, will be available when this presentation is uploaded, and I'll also have the address, the website address, at the very end of the presentation. The best practices for the early college high school campuses, they are outlined in the exemplar column. So if you notice, there's an initiating, implementing, and exemplar column. And this is the column that we will spend a lot of time talking about this morning in regards to meeting the best practices for campuses. There are 6 benchmarks. There's a target population, a partnership agreement, the leadership initiative, curriculum and support, academic rigor and readiness, and school design. As mentioned before, the target population. It is the purposes for the early college high schools shall serve and include plans to scale up to serve students in grades 9 through 12 and shall target and enroll students who are at risk for dropping out of school as defined by the Public Education Information Management System, or PEIMS, and who might not otherwise consider going to college. These would be the such as English language learners, first-generation college goers, or students that might not have passed all of the state assessments. The benchmark, or the picture that you see in front of you, it talks about the exemplar column. Not only will they be meeting the implementing criteria, which is in the second column on the previous slide, but the early college high school shall use either a performance-blind, open access lottery system that encourages and considers applications from all students. Once again, all students having an equal opportunity for acceptance regardless of background or academic performance, or a weighted lottery that favors students who are at risk or who are part of the targeted subpopulations for early college high school. The partnership agreement, which is underneath benchmark 2. This states that school districts or charter in which the student is enrolled shall pay for tuition for all courses, which would include dual credit, obviously for the dual credit courses, including retakes, the fees, including the TSI administration, the textbooks, and to the extent that those charges are waived by the partnering IHE. This is listed in the MOU, and we heard earlier the importance of a MOU. This is obviously board approved, as well as superintendent and college president that should have signed it. Some colleges are requiring that they are renewed annually or multi-year. However, we are asking that all the early college high schools, obviously for them to review it as needed. A strong MOU will alleviate a number of problems. With this partnership agreement, it talks in regards to making sure that it's an active partnership, which shall include joint decision-making procedures that allow for the planning and implementation of a coherent program across the institutions, and includes provisions and processes for collecting, sharing, and reviewing program and student data to assess the progress of the early college high school. When it's listed here, you'll see partnership agreement as well, and it continues with a lot of details. An MOU, there's not a limit in regards to how long it should be, but we want to make sure that some of the things are addressed in regards to student facilities, the use of it, as resources. Some of the campuses that we've worked with, they've ensured that the professional development that's received at the early college high school is also professional development that's been included at the college level. To include emergency procedures, discipline, academics. There are a lot of things that you want to make sure that there is an agreement to ensure that students' needs are being met. At a previous district, the English faculty, we talked a lot about in regards to English over at the college for 1301 and 1302, and how they had worked with the students, with the teachers over at the ISD, just to ensure that everyone is doing the best that they can to meet the needs of students. The advising is very important, so the college advisor, as well as the liaison for the campus and the high school counselor to have meetings. These are recommendations from that's listed here in the blueprint. For benchmark 3, underneath P16 leadership initiatives, it continues by saying the purpose of the school district and the IHE shall develop and maintain a leadership team that meets regularly to address issues of design and sustainability. Membership should include the early college high school principal or director and individuals with decision-making authority from the district and the IHE. There's some suggestions in regards to who should attend this. It is recommended for the superintendent, assistant superintendent of curricular or instruction, or someone with an equivalent position, the early college high school principal or director, and from the IHE, the university president, the provost, the dean of the College of Education, or the early college high school liaison. It just cannot be a one-sided in regards to supporting students. Obviously, we're wanting it to be a jointly invested institutions to ensure student success. In benchmark 4, which is curriculum and instruction, the early college high school shall provide a rigorous course of study that enables a participating student to receive a high school diploma and complete the higher coordinating board's core curriculum as defined in the Texas Administrative Code 4.28, or an associate's degree, or at least 60 credit hours towards a baccalaureate degree during grades 9 through 12. The early college high school shall provide students with academic, social, and emotional support in their course of study. As you can see, there are a lot of things that are listed in regards to the exemplar column, but some of the things to just be mindful of is when we talk about academic support, we're speaking of prevention, study skills, note-taking, progress monitoring, which we know is very important on both sides, in-class attendance, grades, ensuring the degree plan, that students are on track, intervention, tutorials, and even possibly Saturday school if necessary. On the emotional support, continuing with coping strategies, connections, progress monitoring, involvement, advisory, and different intervention and counseling strategies. Continuing with benchmark 5 for academic rigor and readiness, the early college high school shall administer the TSI college placement exam to all accepted students to access college readiness, design individual instructional plans, and enable students to begin college courses based on their performance. And once again, this is at no cost to the students. For underneath academic rigor and readiness, as you continue underneath the exemplar column, one of the things that's been mentioned is, of course, the campus, the ECHS campus, to be a TSI site, which would allow testing and access for that data. Also, it suggests, it is not required, but highly encouraged, for a summer bridge program, or at least a bridge program, which is an intensive academic preparation program that provides students the strengthened academic skills for high school and college readiness before and after grade 9. The benchmark 6 is entitled School Design, and the early college high school must provide a full day, as defined by PEAMS, for an autonomous high school with a principal that is 100% designated to the early college high school responsibilities, who has scheduling, hiring, and budget authority, an IHE liaison with decision-making authority, and have a highly qualified staff with support and training. There is not a limit in regards to how the campus can be designed. It can be on a college campus. It could serve a dozen students, 1,000 students. It could be a standalone campus, a school within a school, provide dual credit courses on the high school campus. It could have one IHE partner or multiple partners. This is a resource slide, so if you have any questions in regards to what's listed on TEA's website, this will be accessible through the webinar or through the PowerPoint. There is the link to the Early College High School Blueprint and also to the website for best practices for Early College High School. There's my contact information, the project coordinator with Region 13. There's Erin Ramiro, as well as Sarah Gaskarian. Both are part of the ECHS team with Region 13. And if you have any other specific questions directly for TEA, the website, their address is listed here to send them emails as well. Thank you very much.